You're listening to the Reachcast Show, your weekly stop for the latest and greatest in the PlanetSide 2 universe and its community.
What's going on, guys? It's May 12th. You're listening to episode 85, the big 85, I guess. I don't know if that's even a landmark, whatever, of the Reachcast Show. From the AGN and Podcast Networks, I am Torkz. Tonight, we have a couple fine gentlemen tonight with you. Yeah, let's double up on that. First off, we have Deringer.
Hello, everybody.
So he's a beautiful man. And with us tonight, not as beautiful as Changes, but close. He's a close second. And special guest.
85th anniversary is known as the anniversary of diamonds and sapphires.
Oh, I need some diamonds, man.
So there you go.
Let's do that.
Sorry,
guys,
didn't mean to interrupt you.
Hit our Amazon link so I can buy some diamonds for myself.
Didn't mean to steal our guest's thunder.
So we have a special guest with us tonight, and we have OdinsPride from Dread Legion.
How's it going, Reachcast Show?
It's going good, man. It's going good. We'll talk about why we have OdinsPride on and why you'll hear more guests in the future here shortly. But this week we're brought to you by the Connery Pride, loud and strong, and also great listeners like you via give us money at reachcastshow.com. And basically, in short, guys, if you want to help pay for the show, just use the Amazon link when you buy crap from Amazon. Gives us a couple % back and doesn't really cost anything. That's the short of it. Before we get into player interrogation and all the other stuff, Tom, as you heard last week, if you guys didn't hear last week, Tom is no longer with the show. He's wanting to take some time to do some real RL stuff. And you're going to be hearing a number of special guests for foreseeable future until Mark and I settle on somebody that we can stand, because we hate pretty much everyone. And
that was your first mistake. Bring me on first.
Hey, right now, I can picture that Tom is out in the middle of like a cornfield or something with no shoes.
Is he doing like a walkabout or something?
Pants and maybe a wife beater on, and he's in a lotus position with his fingers up in the air, and he's just soul searching in the middle of the cornfields. You guys don't have cornfields.
Got his
St. Louis, do you?
We do.
You do? Okay, so maybe he is.
Plenty in Indianapolis, yeah.
Maybe it's a wheat field.
The only problem here in Missouri, if he did that, there'd be combines chasing him out the field, like running for his life. But I get what you're saying, and I think it's a very apt description of probably Tom's mental state right now. Middle of a cornfield, shoeless.
I could just one on.
Like a didgeridoo going or something like
Didgeridoo next time.
He's on his walkabout in Australia. He went to visit the Brig server.
There you go.
See how great the performance is. If you are interested in also joining Mark and I for a show in the upcoming future, feel free to email us at reachcastshow.com.
We'll tell you how much OdinsPride bribed us, but that ruins half the fun.
Making it rain. All right, player interrogation first off.
Get the auction.
There. Listen, you are going to tell us everything we want to know.
Okay.
Now you are involved in the Reachcast interrogations.
Alrighty.
I'm a little intimidated.
I think everybody hears that is probably like, what the fuck? So Odin's probably, we've had you on before. I know that much. And
long time ago, yeah.
Let's for a recap for the listeners, who are you and kind of what are you about in the PlanetSide community?
Sure. Well, I have the honor of co-leading TR Connery outfit called the Dread Legion. We are one of the highly ranked, highly effective TR outfits on the server. We're proud to be so. We focus on tactics, teamwork, community. We have a really strong community, a strong group of guys that I absolutely adore and couldn't be more proud of. Kind of wanted to take a little bit of a different tack on some of the, a lot of the high skill outfits, tend to act a certain way or be perceived a certain way. And we wanted to take a different tack. We didn't want to just farm all day. We didn't want to, do the Zerg mentality of just throwing bodies at a problem. We didn't want to, be out there trolling and, showing how good we are. We wanted to be an outfit that every member supports each other. Every member uses their heads, as well as their guns. We have a lot of skilled shooters, but that's not what I think our main pride point is the fact that, we use our heads as well. And then, we just have a really active community that I'm really excited about. And we like to, be active within TR, not only just TR Connery, but also, form bonds with both the VS and the NC. We have plenty of friends that we love to shoot at on a weekly basis. So, I mean, we've come a long way, especially since last time I was on. I think last time we were only a few months old when I was on last time, and we've come a long way, and I'm really excited to see where we go in the next few months as well.
Nice. Cool. So let's hear about how much of a Twitter whore you are.
Yeah, well, beyond leading the Dread Legion, I'm also a rep for the new server smash. I don't know if you guys have heard about that or been seeing what's going on with that. And in doing that, in being a rep, I have grown from having one Twitter account to now having 4 that I work on a daily basis. So I've discovered that I've become a social media junkie, which I shockingly never thought would happen because I never go on like Facebook or anything like that. But Twitter seems to be taking over my life, surprisingly enough. So that was pretty much creeping into everyday existence. And so if you ever need to get in touch with someone either from the Dread Legion or need to talk about server smash stuff, then I seem to be the Twitter magnate on that.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Shit, I gotta send some accounts over to Server Smash. Keep forgetting to talk with them on Twitter about Jaeger accounts.
Oh, they would love you for that.
I know. We haven't set up the other accounts for them yet. I need to. I
should say before anything, like, even though I happen to be the host of the Twitter accounts, I don't necessarily speak for the entire organization. I should just put that out there, like right there. I'm just one cog out of many. It's a pretty big undertaking that requires quite a lot of people. So
big cog. Gotcha. Big cog.
Yep.
All right, Mark, you got anything before we go community stuff?
I just that I enjoy Server Smash.
Did you get to play?
I played in the last, maybe the last one, but one of the Connery ones I got to play with. Changes actually was leading me when we played.
You follow him around and heal him and res him and hug him and just
no. I followed every word he said because he's actually a good leader. I was supposed to actually play in this week coming up, the Matherson one, but unfortunately I have a prior engagement. I actually had to bow out tonight. I was going to be playing.
You really got to rethink your priorities, dude.
Well, unfortunately, it's graduation season. So
yeah, shit bucket.
People are graduating, and you got to go to parties. And
do you?
Well,
do you?
If you're friends with them, yeah.
I really need to pull that clip from Battlefield Friends. You getting laid? Not playing Battlefield.
Yeah, I love that clip.
You go in the bathroom, not playing Battlefield. Need to pull that and edit it for Plan Side 2 and take T-Ray's voice. Throw it in there.
That's one of our favorite clips.
All right. Cool. Server Smash, good stuff. I think we're going to talk more about in community stuff.
Hopefully. So, I'd love to.
Let's go into say community stuff.
Attention, soldiers! Get your butts in here for this week's community briefing.
Alrighty, community stuff.
All right, well, the chat room's already talking about it, so let's just go right into shotguns.
Shotguns.
It's too bad. Too bad Mustarde wasn't on the show this week, since we're going to talk about his open letter to SOE regarding shotguns.
He's a couple weeks down the road.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should have bumped this. What did T-Ray call him? OdinsPride.
Oh, damn! This taking shots are fired.
This scrub.
Edward Snowden's pride. He called you as well.
Right.
So,
interesting.
Well, regardless, Mustarde put out his shotgun upgrade open letter to SOE. He posted it primarily on Reddit, but basically it's a pre-patch plea to SOE not to buff shotguns as indicated in the current PTS files. So on PTS right now, Mauler, NC-12 Sweeper, Haymaker, Thanatos, Grinders, etc., are all having their max damage increase from 130 to 134, A bunch of the other 130 damage shotguns, for example, the uppercut, is being buffed from 130 to 140 damage. The Grinder's Cone of Fire is being decreased from 1.65 to 1.5, minor change, but still a change nonetheless. So Mustarde is concerned that buffing shotguns are going to cause a psychological reaction that is already present in the game. People really dislike shotguns as it is, and after they get buffed, people will be even more upset when they die to them. He currently advocates making no change to the shotguns as they are currently, and in addition to not adding the NS Baron G5 to the game at all. This is the new shotgun that's basically the NS jackhammer without the burst fire mode. I don't know if both you guys got a chance to read this, but there was mixed reaction to the post. But I think in general, the community agreed with what he said, with a few exceptions. And I tend to agree with what he's saying as well. I think shotguns are in a pretty good place right now that I don't know that we really need to see a buff to them. And I do agree that psychologically, when I get my head shot off by a shotgun, I rage. And if it's going to happen to me more, that's kind of concerning to me.
See, I kind of go the opposite way. I think we don't know what the difference is going to be. You know, they could just be tweaking things out and, you know, on their end and seeing what happens, you know, seeing what plays out with it. And for all we know, I mean, the amount of times you get one-shotted could be exactly no different than what it was last time. I think what he was, you know, referring to was more of the actual change itself doesn't matter so much as what people perceive the change to be, you know, and whether, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's a 1% buff or 100% buff. The fact that you said buff in there somewhere, you know, is what really people tend to focus on. So that's where I'm kind of at, where it's, you know, I'm more of a wait and see type mentality, where I don't want to put the cart before the horse and say, oh my God, shotguns are going to be so OP now. You know, everybody and their mother's going to be using them. Because I mean, even they even said, you know, they already gave a shotgun to everybody in the game, you know, in one form or another. And personally, I haven't seen, you know, a whole plethora of shotguns, you know, coming around.
Yeah, every BR1 gets a shotgun in the game now.
Exactly. And have you guys seen, you know, a million more shotguns, you know, shooting you all of a sudden? I haven't. So I don't know. That's just me.
I have seen more of the free shotgun killing me than I ever saw before. I will say that. So, and I want to take one step back and just point out that Mustarde did say that since this is on the PTS, he understands, and, you know, me, I also understand that it's PTS. Everything could be thrown out the window, you know, a week from now, and there could be no shotgun buff. Yeah. Or they could get buffed even more, or they could be nerfed for all we know. But I agree. I think the PTS is the place for them to test this and see if any changes need to be made before it all comes live. But I do think the community is probably tired of seeing shotguns getting buffed.
Well, that's the thing. I think when I was reading it, the thing that struck me more is it kind of spoke to it was a symptom of a larger issue, which was the kind of, you know, the forum warrior mentality of, you know, what do I want to rage about this week? And, you know, shotguns are a really easy, juicy target. And, you know, it's getting to the point, and in some instances, you know, if somebody even says the word implant, even if implants have no really effect on the game in terms of, you know, pay to win or anything like that, they've gone out of their way to make sure that implants, you know, are as general as possible, in my opinion. And even so, you even mention implants and people start getting their, you know, panties in a bunch and stuff like that. So, I mean, to me, it's more of a symptom of the community at large, which seems to focus on various things, whether it's a flavor of the week or something like that, and just nitpick it to death, and just because they can, you know. And it's not that it's game breaking or it really, you know, ruins the game. It's more that people don't like something, so they're going to rage about it and blow everything out of proportion. So I think that's what it spoke to me more, is, you know, we as a community seem to more and more often start blowing things more and more out of proportion to levels that it doesn't need to get to. You know, I'm a very cool-edged guy, I guess. You know, it just boggles my mind how how crazy some people get sometimes. I don't know. Torkz, what do you think? I mean, am I just like talking out my butt here, thinking that we should all sing Kumbaya, or is there something to it?
Well, Torkz is a shotgun whore, so I'm.
Oh, okay.
I actually know I used to be, for sure. I'll admit it. When I first started playing this game, I used to.
You were a pump action shotgun whore.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, it's not so much, but it's not so much about shotguns. It could be, you could replace shotguns with anything, whether it's implants, whether it's
to get to your point,
whether
right?
it's with the upgrade now, or like just the flavor of the week, where all of a sudden you see 20 posts about the same thing on how it's the worst. We had the same thing with the Zoe or with the Vulcan, or with there's always something that people want to get. They're like an old dog with a bone. So I don't know.
In an ever-changing game, there will always be something.
Yeah. Because personally, I think it's pretty balanced right now, honestly, at a relatively speaking, for a game this size, it's pretty good.
Twofold thing. I mean, if you care about a game, you'll bitch about it. And the other side of that is there's a lot of dickheads in this community. So, I mean, you just get people that like to bitch, and if they don't have something to bitch about, or they don't have something to be angry about, they don't feel complete as a person. That's pretty fucked up, but it's true.
But I don't think Mustarde is that type of person.
I didn't say Mustarde was.
I know,
and I don't think he is. If I thought that, he wouldn't be coming on the show in a couple of weeks. But some people have a valid point, and they think it out, and it's obvious from the way they post that they're concerned and that they're trying to give some sort of critical feedback, which critical feedback in itself is a great thing. But feedback that has no point, or has no content to it whatsoever other than just to be angry, is pointless. It's useless. Right. It's just people being assholes. And that's common for the internet. When you can be anonymous and you can throw insults right and left and not have any responsibility or about it, then how about it?
Yeah, I think I still have the rose-colored glasses. I haven't been on the internet long enough to really get so jaded that I still think that, people can act in a decent manner, I guess. So I don't know. Sometimes, honestly, I just feel bad for SOE sometimes. I'm like, really? Like, why would I even bother, asking, they always, say they want to ask for feedback and stuff like that. And they just get like, SOE, you suck.
I'm like, you could think about it, there's such a small portion that bitches at them, right? And there's such a big portion that doesn't say anything. You got to take into account that the big portion is probably happy for the most part, or just doesn't care enough to throw a bitch fit every time something small comes across. Though some people do shape the game because of constructive feedback. I mean, you have critical people that are critical consistently, but also provide their critical feedback with information that's valid to the development team or someone else in PlanetSide or SOE or anything in life. And those people are listened to because it's constructive and because you feel like you can actually react to it, versus people that just want to vent their vitriol, throw hate, Yeah,
I don't know. SOE don't give up on us. I promise. There's most of the majority of people just don't either they're yelling at you or they haven't said anything because they're too busy having fun playing your game. So,
the game, people play the game. I mean, that speaks for itself. But I hope that whatever. So
I don't know.
All right, you got anything else, Mark? Before we go next.
Nothing from me. Sorry, I'm just typing in the chat room, trying to appease T-Ray.
No one wants to hear that.
T-Ray about what?
We're talking about SOE Live. Sorry.
Oh. Just driving a bus down there.
So sad I can't go.
You can't go now? Wait, what?
I think you misheard me for Torkz. Yeah.
I can go.
Yeah, Torkz never said he couldn't go.
Pretty sure I can go. I hope so. I guess we'd be probably upset if I didn't show up. And
I'll take your place.
It's the event that I was supposed to. So the next thing we have is PS2 DJ. It's kind of like, for those of you who don't know what PS2 DJ is, it's similar to what the recursion stat tracker does, but in this instance of this app, it's just another API that tracks in-game activities. You can specify what the sounds will be when certain things happen instead of them being preset for you. And then the guy needs testers, so we're going to put that link in there. If you guys are interested in something such as that, then check it out.
That's cool. I'd never even heard of that before. See, this is why we need ReachCast to give us all these diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, he's talking about actually kicking out the sounds that people are putting into an XML file, so you can actually use other people's sound things.
Don't we have?
So.
Are we supposed
Leroy Jenkins. That's what I want every single time I run into a biolab or something.
I have to look at the roadmap. When's sound packs getting in the game? Like new ones, other than just the ones that just went in.
I'm not sure.
Like custom sound packs. I thought that was going to be part of
the custom Deringer sound pack. Yeah,
the custom Deringer sound pack.
T-Ray.
The T-Ray sound pack. I have a couple of. Where's the T-Ray sound? I mean,
who are these fools? Probably somebody I don't like.
Got that one. I got a couple other ones. I can't find. I don't have them on the soundboard right now, but yeah, the Higbee.
You can have a Radlock one. That seems to be the flavor of the week.
Yeah,
now.
Radlock is the recursion one,
right?
Which is good. I like the recursion one.
I think the recursion stat tracker is good stuff for sure.
Yeah,
I agree. It definitely is, and I like the fact that they now have it standalone, so it doesn't have to actually be the overlay. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the next item, and this would be regarding Nvidia drivers. If you are like me and use an Nvidia card, you're probably still getting the black screen issue because you're not using the 332 point whatever drivers. So there was a post on Reddit from a Reddit user about a possible fix to the issue, and I'm not even going to go into what his possible fix is because that's not the important nugget that I pulled out of this post. The importance is Higbee responded and said, I quote, "By the way, we've been helping test a new driver version internally for a couple weeks that totally fixes the problem, as well as some other performance issues. We're really looking forward to that driver release. Hopefully it's in the next couple weeks." So, end quote.
T minus 14 days.
Yeah, this was posted a couple days ago. So if internally at SOE they have something that fixes this, which I would love because I can't tell you how much of a pain in the ass this is, especially when I'm streaming because it crashes Open Broadcaster at the same time as I get a black screen, and then I'm either on the desktop or it recovers and brings me back into the game. But it's a pain in the and I don't want to roll back because I'm using Shadow Play in some of my other apps, and I don't want to lose that. So I'm excited for the change incoming, and hopefully it's sooner rather than later, and I think it will make at least half the populace happy. Because
hope so.
There's so many people complaining about this crash right now. So
cool.
And it's a total driver crash, and it pops up on my screen saying, the driver has crashed and restarted, and that kind of scares me.
It's not good when a driver.
I don't know about you guys, but when something tells me that my driver has failed and had to restart, I worry about the actual video card.
SOE, you owe me hundreds of dollars.
Well, it hasn't died yet.
All right. Next thing we got, check your recurring payment plans for your subs. Apparently, there is a bug that has a discrepancy between how much you charge for your 3-month or other multiple month plans. So check how much your bank statements are saying you're being charged for your all access multiple month recurring subscription to make sure that you're getting charged the correct amount. That is basically all for that one.
All right, next up, Stalker Cloak. This was another Reddit post. Z-Tiller on Series had just posed a simple question, and he says, "If I hit one with Stalker Cloak equipped, why doesn't it pull out my second weapon? Instead, I get the message, primary is disabled spam, and anyone who has used Stalker Cloak is used to this. Why can't we get this in game?" It's got to be a simple fix. Yes? No?
There was another simple fix I saw on Reddit. Someone was saying, it was about the fire suppression having like a timer on it. Instead of just saying like waiting,
Same thing with flares.
Yeah. Exactly. Saying like, okay, I've got to hold out for another 20 seconds before I can, do that. And I was like, man, that's such silly little things that you never would think of, and then all of a sudden somebody posts it somewhere, and you're like, oh my god, yes, and they shoots to the top of the subreddit, 400 points for this tiny little quality of life fix. I'm like, gee.
People want it, dude.
Honestly, I was surprised that it wasn't already in the game when Stalker Cloak was released. It seems like that would have been something that automatically was done. And I was really surprised when I first loaded up Stalker Cloak and got the primaries disabled message, and I was like, what? I don't know.
Reason
Seems like
number
a simple
34 why I should never be an infiltrator.
Yeah. It should be a simple if-then statement, right, Adam?
Sure.
If
I
armor equals
exactly
Stalker Cloak, then one equals secondary weapon.
If only I could sit behind their developers for a day, and I could. Absolutely. I'm sure they would enjoy that. Anything else for that one?
No, but I'm very excited about the next one.
Gotcha. Player personalities and faction selection. So basically, a guy for a school project, which I'm all for. This is a great school project, in my opinion.
It is. It's an awesome school project.
He did a personality test for a segment of the PS2 community. 570 people total so far.
Which is a ton.
It is a fair amount of people.
I was shocked,
yeah. Everybody took a personality test that submitted to this, and then basically at the end said what faction they play, and then he did a kind of a like-to-like how many people of each faction have different kind of personality traits. And the one difference he didn't notice was between VS and TR players regarding the intellectual personality trait. The intellect personality trait reflects an individual's appreciation for new ideas, creativity, art, and imagination.
Does that not scream Vanu?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he points out that simply says VS players are more inclined to perceive themselves as smart and aren't actually smarter than TR players.
I actually remember taking that months ago. I thought it was pretty cool.
That's a pretty ingenious little project to do, and that has, if nothing else, it's fun. At least obviously who knows, whatever. But
I wish I had known about it. We completely missed this. I would have happily mentioned this in the show to try and get even more people.
It was a while ago.
It was over a month ago. So
I think basically T-Ray spoofed a bunch of IPs and jumped in there. He's like, I love art. I love everything creative.
Ties, and more ties.
Ties, suits, ties.
I just thought it was
hats,
great.
Glasses.
I'm happy that so many people took the test, and A for school, B for school project. That's awesome. It's a cool school project too. And in the Reddit post, he goes into so many details of what different things he was doing to analyze the data and the specific tests that he used. You could tell he was doing it. He did it for a project and for a paper that he had to write on it. But I love it. If anybody else is doing school projects like this, let us know.
It was pretty cool. I mean, even after 570 people, I mean, the fact that everything, for the most part was within the margin of error, I thought I was actually expecting to be, there to be perceivable differences, but apparently, maybe we have so many fourth factioners that it's all just one Araxian soup, if you will, at this point.
Yeah, 570 is a good population size to be statistically accurate. I mean, with that amount, you're probably looking at plus or minus 3% standard deviation to it. So they're good results.
Done and done. All right.
So yeah, no, I like that. So if any other, of our young listeners have school projects that we can.
Hey, if you're in college, you're not that young, right? I mean,
dude,
I'm 26. I'm still going through it.
I'm going to be 40 this year.
There you go.
They're youngsters to me.
You can be the old man. That's good. Yeah. I mean, it means
it's
you're
okay.
wise.
You still sound like you're 18, so it's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Man, shots and shots.
I don't look old either, so you've seen me. You've seen me, Adam. I don't look that old, so.
Kind of look like a 16-year-old to me, but that's
right.
That's because you have a very
drunk 16-year-old.
Yeah. Well, Adam has a voice of like a 40-year-old that smokes
cigarettes
my entire life. Yeah, I don't know honestly where I get that because none of my family's that way.
Marlboro Reds.
Marlboro Reds probably is where I got that. Yeah, and when I smoked in high school, that probably did it. All right, so I'm actually
role model, Adam. I don't know what you're talking about. You never smoked.
What'd you say?
You're supposed to be a role model. You never smoked, right?
Role model, yeah. I smoke cigarettes, and now I smoke every once in a while. And you know what I smoke? What the hell is the name of these cigarettes?
The e-cig, like the vapor?
No, I might have one of those as well, but
Swisher Sweet.
No, Swisher Sweet, you asshole.
Virginia Slims.
No, the American one, with the Indians on the Indian.
American Spirit.
Yeah, American Spirit.
You hippie.
So,
do you smoke clove cigarettes too over there?
No, God, no. Have you ever tried one of those?
No.
They're disgusting. They're so disgusting. It's ridiculous. Ugh. No. All right.
There you go. Smoke. Torkz is getting a smoking room.
You want to have cancer in your throat? Yeah, it'd be great. No, I mean I've quit smoking now, but it's not a good habit, and I really hope that's not where I got this because that's not a good sign. But
like I said, you moved on to those Swisher Sweets. So
yeah, just pound Swisher Sweets back to back to back. Right now, I have one right now. It's like half ash. It's just sitting right in my mouth.
You're like one of those like 1920s journalists, just like with a visor, just typing away.
I have a little roll, like one of those like fold out like cigarette holders, and just like pop those out every once in a while.
He's got the fedora with the press sign in the top of the hat. Right?
I have a T-Ray sponsored like hat on, and a T-Ray sponsored tie, and then
there you go.
This just in, I'm smoking Swisher Sweets.
T-Ray approved.
T-Ray approved blunts.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to last week's community question. So last week we asked the simple question: if you could give a hug to anyone from the PlanetSide 2 community, who would it be? You guys have seen the show notes, unfortunately, because I was going to ask you guys to guess who the number one person was. I'm going to give the chat room a chance to guess, see if they can.
Who
5 seconds.
Number one person in this community wants to hug, which is, I don't know why they want. The thing is, I would love to understand like people's reasoning why they want to hug this person. Is it for they feel like the person needs a hug?
Yeah,
they like the person. It's.
I feel like it's the first one, but I don't know, or just trollism.
Yeah.
All right, chat room's too slow. So yeah, Nox was mentioned, but Buzzcut Psycho was number one.
Buzzcut Psycho.
Never saw that coming.
Buzzcut Psycho was number one. Reach Cat was number two.
Reach Cat number two.
Yeah. See that, T-Ray? Yep. There's interest.
Higby and Alex Hoffman were tied third.
Oh.
And
Higby was tied with Alex Hoffman, really?
Yes.
I was going to say, Alex has been doing a lot of...
He has been on Twitter a lot, yeah.
Well, that's the reason why. He has been so prevalent on Reddit, Twitter, everywhere, responding to everything, that he's getting a lot of love right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he and Higby were actually tied.
Good for him.
There were a few other random ones in there. A lot of people mentioned this guy named Hammer Boss, and I don't even know who he is.
Me either. I think I recognize the name. I recognize the name, but I have no idea why.
And to the chat room said Reach Cat isn't a thing that exists. Tom's cat is a physical cat. So Reach Cat does exist. The picture is just a poorly drawn representation.
Poorly drawn representation.
So then also Stu360 got mentioned. He's a NC player on Matherson, who I am convinced is perhaps mildly retarded.
I can't wait to hear the feedback on that one. It's going to be great.
Smedley was also mentioned. Maggie was mentioned for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And, that's not...
I actually had a personal shout out. My personal one would be Xander Claus, one of the
Xander's good stuff.
Level designers, but not for any necessary. I mean, he's obviously been very helpful within the community, but personally, you guys remember when I was asking you, pleading with you guys to help out because my laptop got stolen at MLG Columbus, and I was asking everybody for donations and stuff like that. Which, by the way, thank you. I never got to say that on air, but thank you guys for your help with that. But he, through no coaxing of me or anything like that, I didn't ask for anything or anything like that. I met him at MLG Columbus, and he kept in touch, asking me about how things were going and stuff like that. And out of the blue, he sent me 2 codes for $25 station cast codes.
Oh, nice.
That he said, auction auction these off. So, for prizes. So people, and for like donations and stuff like that. And he's like, have at it. And so I never had a public place to actually say thank you for his generosity and his help. But, this is a perfect place for it. I think that he deserves the good guy Xander award.
Cool. And by the way, Tom's cat is a PlanetSide 2 community member in my mind. So kiss my ass. Look how him run. Think about that. Yeah, so I'm glad that you actually turned out were able to get enough money for your laptop and everything. That's good.
It was fantastic. I was shocked. I was like, I am an absolute nobody within the PlanetSide community as a whole. I mean, I'm known within certain circles, but not nearly enough that I thought that it would matter. I just thought, I'd get a, $20 or something like that from my mom pretending to be from PlanetSide. That was it. And that was it. But I mean, people stepped up in a big way. I mean, you guys stepped up and helped the Xander, like I said, was doing stuff. There were the devs that I met, at at MLG Columbus, made every effort within, obviously they have constraints. They can't, do a lot of stuff because of because of their corporate responsibilities and stuff like that. But they were, showing their support. There was a lot of support, and it actually really, really reaffirmed my belief that this is an absolutely amazing community, and I was really proud of us.
I'm just picturing you walking up to the booth while Thierry is sitting there like, man, I lost my laptop in my bag, and he just pulls out a stack of hundreds, and he's like, just go.
Whatever. He'd be like,
just hands it out, just go.
Don't lie. He'd say, sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Then he'd turn around.
It was a pretty, I gotta admit, it was a pretty devastating experience. I wasn't prepared for, but I mean, at the end of the day, it turned out just fine.
Damn COD players, I swear.
Yeah, I know. It was Dota. I think it was Dota.
Not Dota. Okay. It's Dota players this time. Right.
So just wrapping up the, oh, sorry. You had something else to add.
I was going to say, if I had to give somebody a hug, it would be Malora, because that's the only dude that's probably tall enough that can pick me up off the floor when I give him a hug. That is a big dude. Like, I remember seeing him, I'm like, Jesus, this dude is like 6 inches, got like 6 inches on me. Ridiculous. But,
all right. So I was just going to wrap it up and say, the one person who did not get mentioned, I was kind of surprised, but sort of not surprised at the same time. No one mentioned Clegg.
He works on Hizzy now.
I know. Well, that's why I think he wasn't mentioned, because he jumped ship.
Sad.
I think the
I'm
community.
surprised Rel wasn't mentioned. Now I'm looking at this list. I was expecting Rel to be on.
I think
there,
Rel
actually.
was mentioned.
Okay.
I think he was only.
Well, it's
mentioned
not on
once,
your
though.
list.
I think he was only mentioned once, though.
Jay Leno, Letterman.
Yeah, these are the ones that got mentioned multiple times, but I think he was mentioned once and stuff like that. So this week we got another Torkz special, and it's if you could team kill anyone from the PlanetSide 2 community, who would it be? Short and sweet.
Team kill anybody from the PlanetSide 2 community.
Do you know who I'd team kill?
Who's that?
You.
Me? Man, what did I do to rustle your jimmies?
Two underboss shots to the back of the head. Game
I'll
over.
find you one day in game, and I'll be Stalker cloaked. And you
You've
won't even
never
see
found me in game once.
I didn't say I have. I said I will.
I know.
So take it easy there, Hoss.
Yeah, jeez, hostility, Ed.
He's just pissy.
Sure.
Angry tonight. It's fine.
Yeah, how are the Bruins doing, by the way?
They lost tonight. They
Gotta
lost,
just jam that in there.
last I checked, they were losing 4-0 with 2 minutes left.
Ooh, that's gotta.
They lost 4-0.
Ooh,
Yeah, whatever. They come home. They come and win at home.
of Spandex, the Prince of Purple, King Pompous.
They come and win at home. It's not a big deal. We can handle it.
Okay.
Of course, we can also.
I have you guys going to the cup playoffs, so you better man up and get there, all right? So the Hawks can beat you twice in a row.
You really think that the Hawks are going to make it again this year?
I really, the only ones that worry me are the Ducks. I think the Ducks are the ones that worry me the most.
Because
Flying V.
Yeah, Colorado got taken out by the Wild, so that was one thing I didn't have to sweat anymore. So now I'm worried about the Ducks.
The Ducks are just that wild card, They play great one night and then they're flat, but they still find a way to eke it out. So yeah, I agree.
I'm hoping the Kings beat them, so we can have the same road to the Cup that we had last year. We can beat the Wild, then we can beat the Kings, and then we can beat the Bruins again. It'll be great. two times the exact back to back. Be awesome.
Chat room doesn't agree with you.
Really?
Chairman didn't even say anything. You're full of shit.
The Hawks can't beat LA. Why? Because Quick is somehow better than he was last year. No, Quick is awesome last year. He's awesome this year. They still don't have the stuff in front of him for it to matter. Crawford's playing out of his mind. We can do it.
All right, community clash.
T-Ray, the Blues lost last round.
I don't even want to hear about the Blues. Don't even talk about the Blues.
We already beat the Blues. Thanks.
Prepare yourselves! This is the PlanetSide 2 Community Clash.
Short and sweet. Community Clash signups for Season 2 are live. You can go to ps2comclash.com. Sign your people up. Rosters are 48 people. Before we go to the final 8, you can rotate people too, so that together you can form teams if your outfit's not really into it and you want to play in like a semi-competitive format. Check it out. All the rules, everything else are there. We're finishing the rules draft for Season 2 to finalize the bases and everything else. There are going to be some major changes. The rounds are going to be different. There generally is going to be an entirely different play style for Season 2, but check it out if you want to sign up and play with your outfit or your, I guess in this case, your team, at ps2comclash.com. That's it. So, good and the bad and the OP.
Have another drink on me, soldier.
Okay, thank you kindly.
If you can look hard enough past all the death and all the sorrow, there are good things. You must remember that we will overcome the good, the bad, and the overpowered.
All right. This goes out to my boys and backs. Let's dive right into the good, bad, and the OP. First up, my good. I officially registered for SOE Live.
Backs on backs on backs.
Next, my bad would be that plane ticket prices are shitty.
Yeah.
They are that.
They are that.
I spent $300 last year, and I was happy spending that. And I'm looking at $500 this year, so I'm going to have to wait a week or so. And
do you have the Watchdog? Not the Watchdog,
Yeah, I use Airfare Watchdog, and it spammed me to hell, so I deleted it and destroyed it.
Do you? Yeah, if you just do the exact route that you want to do, I don't get spammed that often. I get once every couple days. And, yeah, they're cheap, dude. Sometimes you get a lucky shot on them. I would check that out again for you just for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to wait a week, and I'll check at random times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not.
That's always a good idea.
I don't want to spend $500 and still have a layover each way. That's ridiculous.
The T-Ray says his good for the week is Knox left the show.
Mm.
Oh, that's like a shiv. That's a prison shiv. Like,
and he has no bad because
there is no bad. It's all good. The whole week is good.
Can't get any worse.
My good for the week is I am also set for going to live, and so I get to see you guys again this year. That'll be fun. Hope I don't get shivved. My bad is so I was spraying some cellulose. I was doing some more, put a couple, 7 or 9 inches of cellulose in my attic this last weekend. And the hosing that they gave us for the rental apparently had a crack in it. Never informed of it.
Oh my God, I can already imagine.
The crack was wasn't obvious. There was and it wasn't, we checked the hoses beforehand and nothing happened. We put pressure on it, and about halfway through spraying my attic, all of a sudden, a portion of the hosing that's down in my bedroom, because my entry to my attic is in my bedroom, busts open. And literally within 10 seconds, I was screaming at my buddy that was loading the bales into the shredder. It's like, shut the fucking thing off. I was screaming at him. I know my neighbors heard me. And within the 10 seconds it took for me to scream and for him to shut it off, my entire room looked like a snowstorm went through it. From front to back. There was cellulose within there was quarter inch of cellulose on everything. And my buddy's
are there pics somewhere of this?
Oh, I should have taken pics of it. The bed was covered. The whole thing looked like literally snow had fallen in my room. And And I was just looking down, just shaking my head. I just kept going. So we kept going, like we taped it up and kept going. We finished the attic off, and then we were going to take everything back, and I didn't clean anything up yet. And my buddy asked me, he's like, hey, you going to call your wife and tell her? I was like, oh no, I'll know when she gets home. Trust me. So we left, and sure as shit, half an hour later, I got a call. So, we spent some time cleaning up our room, needless to say, after that. But hey, I got a bunch of insulation in my attic now. Hopefully my next winter won't be so bad.
You know, going back to your good, I really thought that your good was going to be getting a gun named after you in game.
That's bullshit though, because that's not even the correctly spelled. Like,
oh, it is close enough, dude. Are you kidding me? The TR Torque 9? How is that not close enough?
I really hope that's the case. Like, I would, if that is the case, then I'll give Sanchez a big hug when I see him next. Because
somebody else noticed that the Torque is the lowest damage rifle, though? Yeah. It's the lowest damage AR. So what is that?
Well, it's only on PTS. Everything can change.
They need to change the name, and they need to quadruple the damage, and then we'll be good to go.
It's not a Tech 9, it's a Torque 9. TORQ. T-Ray. It's your own game. You don't even know the name of your guns.
Oh, no. He shoots, you shoot. Everybody's just shooting. This has turned into like a horrible drive-by show.
Either way, from now on in, it's the Tork's 9.
There you go.
TR enjoys the Tork's 9.
Okay.
Let it be known throughout the land.
You've made it, dude. You got a gun in game named after you.
If one of the devs is willing to like outright say that was the inspiration behind it, then I will accept it. Otherwise, I will just call myself lucky.
Yeah, it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
All right. Odin, you're next.
My good is I just got done getting my butt kicked this semester, and finals are done. I have a whole 3 weeks of break before I have summer school. I'm excited. I have so much time. I have no idea what to do with myself.
I got a suggestion.
Play Planet Side.
God, you can read me like a book.
Well, that's the plan at least. But yeah, no, I had quite a big workload as well as working full time, and I was really proud of the grades that I ended up getting. So that's my good. The bad is as my school schedule has gotten more intense and my work schedule has gotten more intense, and as I've been branching out and filling other roles outside of just my outfit, like I said earlier, with like server smash and other things of that nature, I've been finding it much more difficult to actually spend the amount of time that I'd like to within the outfit, keeping track of stuff like that and actually spending time with with my buddies in the Dread Legion. So that's kind of my bad, is that, I've had to, take a back seat on a lot of stuff that I've normally, been a front runner on. And so, just quite frankly, I miss them. I miss them because I don't get to play with them as much. And hopefully I'll be able to delegate things that I don't have to focus all my energies on things other than actually, having fun and playing the game that we all love.
Alrighty.
So what are you going to school for?
PR and marketing, actually.
Oh, cool.
So if SOE, if you're looking for more highly skilled PR reps or community managers or something like that, I am totally your guy. Or Twitter whores, I can do that too. I'm pretty good.
Twitter whore.
Okay, and on to our most hated bumper ever. We're gonna do a little bookcast tonight.
The Brothers of Lee was such a good book. I finished it last night and can't wait to read it again.
I know. I love how Brady finally becomes the man his father could never be.
Jacobson is a true genius.
All his books are true works of art.
Yes.
Yes.
Excuse me. Is this the Reachcast Book Club? Yes!
I just don't get the
every time.
It's so comically bad. Steve, I know Steve enjoyed making that one. He's like, they're gonna enjoy this.
I'm just waiting for T-Ray's "What is this crap?" comment in the chat channel.
There you go.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, Steve makes better sound effects than T-Ray ever would. Say that much.
Ooh.
Come on, my sound guy. Dead to me. All right. What about you, Mark? What books you been reading lately?
I am reading Cryptonomicon right now by, who is it? Neil Stevenson, I think.
Neil Stevenson.
It's odd.
What's it about?
Basically, a little bit of World War II code breaking, a little bit of present day, Cryptonomicon type stuff with computers. It's odd. I don't really know how to describe it, and I really thought
know how to sell books.
Yeah, it's like on NPR's list of top sci-fi fantasy books. It's like number 9. So I'm going down the list is what I'm doing. Some of the ones that are listed.
What was the
there.
one? What was number 1?
I don't remember what number 1 is. I'd have to look it up. It's probably the Hobbit. But
see, to me, that's not necessarily sci-fi. I guess that's more.
Well, it's sci-fi fantasy.
Ah, okay. I guess I only heard the sci-fi part.
Well, and with Cryptonomicon, I got to like page 500 or 600, and I said, "This has got to be almost done." And I'm reading it on my Nexus, and I see that there's 1,000 pages, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" So, yeah, it's interesting. You know, it follows the lives of the people in the same family, but in different times. So you got World War II, and you've got two people in World War II, and then it jumps further, and you've got their grandchildren are part of the story as well, and they're like interacting. It's odd. It's interesting.
Is it like the Brady Bunch of code breakers or something like that?
No, not really, but it's very Oh no, look out, run, says Bobby Shafto. That's one of the characters in the book. It's good, and it's very high tech. Adam, you'd actually like this.
What's the name of it again?
Cryptonomicon, because of the field that because you're in a computer field, you will find the current day stuff interesting. I find it interesting. You know, it's really but it's an odd book. I'm trying to figure out where it's going to go, and that's why I can't put it down right now.
I was going to say maybe that's half the fun is because it's not stereotypical. You can't guess it. You can't guess the ending before it happens.
Yeah, so. I really have no idea where it's going to end up. So, and I think that's why I like it. And prior to that, I read The Postman. Was it The Postman?
So it's pretty cheap.
Pretty cheap. Necronomicon, yeah. Not Necronomicon. Cryptonomicon.
Necronomicon. That sounds.
I do keep saying it because I keep thinking Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, some Freudian slip about.
Now I got to look up.
What about you, Odin? What have you been?
I'm rereading what happens to be one of my favorite books of all time right now, which is called Gates of Fire by Stephen Pressfield.
I'm going to have a bunch of books. I'm going to be adding to Audible here pretty soon.
It's pretty much, everything that 300 did wrong, it does right in terms of a book. It's absolutely fantastic. Stephen Pressfield did a ton of research and essentially wrote a historical fiction account of the Battle of Thermopylae. And the amount of historical accuracy I just found phenomenal. I'm a huge history buff, so it really appealed to me. So I'm rereading that. But before that, I actually finished one of the Mount Everest, basically my Mount Everest of series, which was the Wheel of Time.
Oh God, I'm still not through that.
I have reread that series probably 3 or 4 times just because it's taken so long for all the books to come out, and I had like the last 3 books that I had never read, and I was waiting until Towers of Midnight came out, and once it did, I read the last 3 books, and I finally finished. I probably read The Eye of the World, the first book, probably 4 or 5 times.
Eye of the World's really good.
It is. I think the entire series is just unimaginably fantastic.
I'll disagree with you guys because I thought Eye of the World was crap. But
I'm on number 8 right now, and I'm having a hard time dragging myself through.
Yeah, it gets a little slow, to be honest.
That's the problem with it. It's too slow. If I didn't if it was the first book I read, I probably wouldn't have finished it. But because when I started it, there were 3 other books out at that time, I kept going.
Yeah, I actually got into it I got into it when Winter's Heart was coming out, which is the 9th of the 13th. And I was like, this book looks interesting. Holy crap, it's the 9th. Okay, where's the first one? And so I started, and this was back in probably middle school when I started reading it, or early high school. And, in that decade or so, the series finished up and I finally was able to finish the book. So that was my, I read it from beginning to end for the final time over the course of, months, and, utterly fantastic. If you guys, I'm sure tons of people have heard about the Wheel of Time. It's absolutely, it's absolutely massive. I mean, it's very hard not to, especially if you're into any kind of sci-fi or fantasy. You have to have come across it at some point or other.
Can't wait till Peter Jackson tries to take his hand on that one.
Yeah, it's honestly, my brother and I are very. It's probably our favorite series collectively that we both agree on, that we both love, and we've talked about it. How would it's such an amazing story. Could it even be filmed? And honestly, I honestly think it's too big. I think it's too big. There's so many characters. You'd have to cut out so much, and it would take so much time that, you'd run into the same problems that you saw in say, like Harry Potter, even some of the stuff that they're having problems with in Game of Thrones right now, which is, a lot of these characters are supposed to be, in their late teens, early 20s. Mm-hmm. Well, with the amount of content that they have in there, I mean, you're talking about like a TV. I mean, there's no way you could make a movie series out of it, really. But even if you made like what they're doing with Game of Thrones, like a long form, I mean, you're talking years upon years of stuff, of content.
It's the biggest, right? Fantasy series.
As far as books go, I think so. I mean, I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of one that's, except for maybe, some of the, Drizzt,
Drizzt,
some of that.
Yeah, Drizzt series.
Ari Salvatore stuff.
That dude's got a lot of books out too.
He makes a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, no doubt.
If I made that much money writing Drizzt stories, I would do it too.
But that's a totally different, yes, they're in the same genre, but they're at a completely different level, as far as the kind of fantasy book they are. But
yeah, I just linked the list, the NPR list in the chat room, and so everybody's talking about it now.
Anything else, Odin? That you've been reading on? No, maybe. Hopefully he's still there.
The other book I read was where is it here? It's number 60 on the list, Going Postal, by Terry Pratchett.
I know the name. I've never read the book though.
The main character's name is Moist.
It's I hate that word so much.
Basically, he's sentenced to death, and in exchange, he gets hanged but doesn't die. They bring him back to life, and they charge him with restarting a post office. And it's just really funny. It's a quick read, and it's funny.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I've been hammering out the Dresden Files lately. I'm on book 5 of the Dresden Files.
I was just thinking the Dresden. Mm-hmm. I was actually literally about to say, if you're looking for a quick read and that's fun, I was going to say the Dresden Files, actually.
Yeah, I'm on number 5. Yeah, number 5 of them right now, and it's I like them, and they're quick and they're entertaining, but
it's fun.
You can only get on death's doorstep so many times before it loses its danger. You'd be waiting to die, the split-second wait of death, only so many times in a book.
The antithesis of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly.
No one's safe.
No one's safe.
Oh, I was also reading China Mayville's The City in the City last time we talked.
City in the City.
And I didn't really like it, so.
Okay.
It was okay.
They like negative ones every once in a while. I finished out the Iron Druid series. That was good. What else? Started The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, the guy that finished off Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
So I started that.
End of Dune novel fame.
Mm-hmm. And then I finished off The Gate Thief, the last piece of the second book in Orson Scott Card's trilogy for for that stuff. So that was good.
Oh, Orson Scott Card. He's got a lot of good stuff that I didn't even realize. Like, I only knew him from obviously like Enders and the Enders saga and stuff like that. But he's got a lot of other stuff that is pretty good too.
Yeah, he's got stuff all over the place. The Enders series was really good.
Yeah. And ironically enough, everybody knows Ender's Game, and rightfully so. It's a very well done book. It's one of my favorites. But, there are a lot of other books in that same saga that are really well done. And I was really impressed with, I thought Ender's Game was supposed to be this standalone book. And then all of a sudden, I came across the rest of the series. Have you guys read Ender's Shadow? Mm-hmm. That one?
No, wait a second. No, I read the second and third.
That's what I read too.
Shadow's the last one, isn't it?
Speaker for it goes Ender's Game, then Speaker for the Dead, then Xenocide.
Xenocide was the one I stopped on.
Yeah,
I read too.
They're really, the other two are really slow. They're much more adult, I guess.
Gosh, they're slow.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
That's why I stopped.
There's a lot of exposition, but the Ender's Shadow, if you guys liked, I'd recommend Ender's Shadow. It's basically supposed to be a parallel novel to Ender's Game, in so much that it's chronicles the same events more or less, only from the perspective of the character Bean, actually, instead of Ender, and it's really, really interesting, and it sheds a lot of light in ways on the events that people are so familiar with Ender's Game, and it puts a lot of the events that you remember, puts them right on its head in terms of what people thought were going on versus what was actually going on. It's really interesting. So I'd definitely recommend checking that one out.
Cool. You got anything else, guys? I think we burned out books.
Yeah, I know. I could talk about books.
Yeah, let's move on to the mailbag, because I heard there was a very special call.
There was.
Oh, it's a perfect morning. Great timing. The mailman's just coming.
Morning. Here's the mail. Big bag. See you later.
Must be in a hurry to get away. Very strange. What's the speaking sound? Going to take a look here in this bag of mail. Oh no!
Now you just open the Reachcast mailbag.
Went from the worst to the best. It's good. Alrighty. First email. Oh, no, we have a call. Sorry. First call.
Yo, what up, bitches? I am in San Diego. I'm going to check out some Hizzy tomorrow, or today, or yesterday, depending on this. But, it'll be sweet. See ya.
I like the last part. See ya.
It's good to know that Tom still thinks about us.
I was going to say, does California instantly turn someone into a crazy person or something? T-Ray can confirm.
Yeah. T-Ray can confirm that he lost his mind when he moved to California.
There you go.
All I know is I got a text from Tom when he was there, and he wrote, hold on. This is a good one. Because I know nothing about cars. He says, Jimmy has a beautiful red 370Z.
Okay.
And I don't really know what that means.
That was it?
It's the same car Knox has, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe it is. His 370Z is a Nissan.
He has a Z, but I don't remember what model.
I don't know what a Z is. So.
It's a sports car that Nissan makes, which isn't very good. Yeah, I said it.
Damn. Shots fired.
And then he texted me a picture of him cutting a tree branch.
What?
So I want y'all to know that Knox is still alive.
Cutting tree branches, apparently.
Checking out Z's and cutting tree branches.
Hizzy.
Yeah, Hizzy. That's H1Z1 for those that are wondering.
Yeah.
The new zombie apocalypse game from SOE.
Did you guys check out the playtest? That was really cool. Totally off topic. I know.
A little bit.
So
I watched about 30 minutes of it.
I'm really excited for it. But anyway, that has nothing to do with PlanetSide, so continue.
Everything to do.
All right, let's move on to our first emails from Sergeant Hack. He says, sorry Knox left. Gaming is like that. Here today, gone tomorrow. Great job on the play-by-play on Community Clash. I'm still around PlanetSide, playing and listening to you guys. Keep up the great work. Please pick a decent replacement for Knox if you decide to go that route.
I'll do my best.
Thank you for...
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We have at least a half dozen more people that are also
right.
their best. But we will we will be going through Sergeant. Obviously, you probably at this point heard the beginning of the show, but we're going to be going through a number of guest hosts. We have Higby on next week too with our next guest host. So I don't know how that's
double booking. Nice. I'll take the night off
next week. Yeah, if you want to, sure. I might not show up. But yeah, we have Higby next week with I think we're doing Robo from Goater next week. So it'll be interesting. We'll talk shop with Higby. I'm more interested to hear his overarching strategy for the game because not a lot of people really talk about that with him. Be interested to see. All right, next email's from Caramadre, I guess. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Really sad to hear that Nox is leaving. Thanks for the fun, champ. We'll miss you. Please help us up. Please keep us updated on his sports fanaticism, weightlifting, car repairs, etc.
I took care of all that just a few seconds ago. So
you're updated, guys.
Check.
Also, are you still allowed to use this exciting grunting sound clip in the show? That's a question. Looking forward to the future. Have you started interviewing for a replacement? ? I know that TXR Changes also has a pretty voice, not just a pretty face.
Changes is too pretty for this show.
Yeah, this requires some grit. You need to be obviously have smoked half of your life and just be hangry and unhappy. So unfortunately, no, we haven't talked to Changes. But if he wants to come on, he's welcome to, like anybody else.
I'll talk to him next time I talk to him.
If they'll let me on, they'll let anybody on. So don't worry, guys. That's fine.
So picky. Yeah. No, I mean you've been really good so far. So I don't want to bash your balls too much.
Thanks.
All right, our last email is from. This is a stumper for me. Nuxes? 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 I don't know. He says, "Hi guys, I'm sad to see Nox go, and I'm worried about the future of the podcast. I haven't really played PlanetSide 2 in almost a year, but I still listen because I enjoy hearing you guys talk about random stuff. Have you ever heard of Taverncast? It started out as a World of Warcraft podcast, but one by one the host stopped playing, so they filled the show with other topics. It seems like you've already got to start on this with the book segment.
Oh boy, we just went apeshit on that a second ago too.
So why not expand into other things? You could have all the PS2 talk at the beginning. This podcast really is the easiest way to keep up with patch notes and development. But then talk about books, Diablo 3, Hizzy, Landmark, Magic the Gathering, or whatever the three of you are interested in that week. You have a community of listeners who share interests with you, so why not take that beyond PS2? Just my 2 cents.
I don't know. What do you think, Mark?
I know I was playing Magic the Gathering last week.
Certainly answered the question. But yeah.
The new segments?
I don't know, man. I play some D3, and I don't know if I'm going to play Hizzy or not, but...
I'm playing some Mad Hearthstone. Does that count?
I played some Hearthstone lately, too, and honestly, I played on my iPad.
See, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for it to be on Android.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long have they said when they're going to release it?
They've said nothing, which is kind of crap.
It's kind of slow on the iPad. I have an iPad 2. Obviously, it's a little bit older, but it's a little bit slow, but it's still definitely playable. So
Can I play it on my iPhone? I haven't even checked.
Honestly. No,
it's
I don't
iPad
think so.
Only. It's totally a toilet game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very accurate. Very accurate.
That may sound bad to the chat room and the listeners, but
Not
it's a game where you're going to play around when you're taking a dump. I mean, let's be honest.
Surprisingly enough, I find watching the videos or like the streams of Hearthstone to be very entertaining. I have no idea why, because it's like there's nothing that's happening.
Animations going on.
Yeah, I know, because it's such a simple. I mean, I'm watching someone play a virtual card game, and somehow that's intriguing, but it is, and I don't know why. Clegg's actually pretty good. If you guys haven't watched Clegg's stream, he's not bad. He doesn't talk nearly enough, but he at least knows how to play more than 5 out of 10 of other people that play Hearthstone.
He's a Magic junkie too, so I'm not surprised he's good at Hearthstone.
Yeah,
and I think that's what made me go play Hearthstone this week is playing Magic. It's like, I can branch out into this. So
it definitely is different. But it is fun. I mean, either way, it is a fun game to play.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got going on? I don't know if you want to check it out. You guys want to jump on the show? You want to talk about Diablo or I don't mind talking about Diablo here and there. I just don't want to go ape shit on Diablo, how much I play it, and talk about that all week when you guys want to hear about PlanetSide. So I don't. If you guys want to hear about Diablo, email us or whatever, and we can talk about Diablo. Do a Diablo segment or something. But it's I want to keep this entertaining for the people that tune in for PlanetSide at the same time. So
well, it's like Nuxie said there. This is how he keeps up with PlanetSide too.
Yeah, so I want to keep that, if at all possible. And like you said, maybe we can do at the beginning. We'll jerk around with Bookcast or whatever at the end, and Diablo, Satan Cast, or I don't know what I'm going to call it. But yeah, cool. Server Smash. Let's talk about that real quick before we do our contact info.
Sure. So if you guys haven't heard about Server Smash, which I hope you have, it's a relatively new event that is hosted by the same people that run the Cubs just won, actually, surprisingly enough. Cubs just beat the Cardinals 17-5. How does that make you feel, Adam?
Like I don't watch baseball, so it's too bad. But I do feel bad that I feel like I just got like a team
17-5. Wow, that's
okay.
Pretty bad. You should feel pretty bad about that. Anyway, so Server Smash. Server Smash is relatively new in that it hasn't necessarily been around as long as say Community Clash or something like that. But it's organized by the same group of people that put on the PS2 pickups, which I'm sure you guys know all about. And what makes Server Smash so cool and so unique is, just like the name suggests, it basically pits one server against another server. We've done matches as small as 96, and we've done matches as large as 240 people aside. We've done 5 platoons, beating the crap out of each other for 2 hours. So I mean, it's a really cool concept, and it's really starting to take off. So I want to make sure that more community members are interested or at least know about it, because we're really looking for more interest and more feedback from the community at large. There is a specific subreddit. There's our Server Smash that you can look at. We have a Twitter. We have a forums that you can check out with the PlanetSide 2 pickups forum as well, which we can put all that info on the links as well. But if anything like that sounds really cool, like if you're not into that whole 12-on-12 Twitch Battlefield lookalike that played in PlanetSide, and you're looking for like PlanetSide fights where it means you and 14 outfits from your server going against 14 outfits from another server, then get with your outfit leads, and outfit leads get with your server representatives, and start talking it up, because I think that with the community's help, we can definitely do something really special with this, because it's a hell of a lot of fun. I've been a representative for the Connery server, and I tell you, the amount of work that gets put in on all levels, from the outfit level to the server representative level to the organizers, is just phenomenal. And we could really use the support of not only SOE, but of the community at large. So be sure to check that out. If you have any question, please feel free to message us on the subreddit or on the forums or anything like that, because we'd love to see more interest.
Cool. All right. Contact info for the show. We got a website, reachcastshow.com. Email, reachcastshow@gmail.com. Call us. Call us like Knox. We don't get a lot of calls anymore, but hey, if you want to call in, be cool. Whatever. 415-787-3224. Twitch, you're already on it. If you're watching, twitch.tv/reachcast. Mark, we're switched into 9 o'clock. You're not right? 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
I'm
right?
down.
Okay, so we're going to shoot for like 10 Eastern, 9 Central, Mondays. That's when you can hear the show live if you want to join in and haze us in the chat room. Twitter for the show is @ReachCastShow. Follow it. It'll tell you when the shows are coming out or when I finish editing and posting them, blah, 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 blah. My Twitter is at Go Screw Yourself.
As always, you can find me at the Deringer.
And you can either hit up the Dread Legion, my outfit, at the Dread Legion, or my personal one at OdinsPride with a 0 for the O.
Cool. Thank you, Steve, Cliff, John, Janie, Boone, and Hammer, for all your guys' help for keeping the show running. And that's it for this week's show. I hope everyone out there has a good week and stay safe, have some fun, and see ya.
See you.
Take care.
That's right, Sergeant. You made the call. All right, soldiers. You've done a great job here today. Let's get our stuff and get the hell out of here.